2004 is a watershed year in the TCG. Several poorly designed cards were printed, and as a result, an entire new format was created.
And you may ask yourself, well, how did I get here?
February brings the two notorious FTK enablers of Magical Scientist and Butterfly Dagger Elma, which were immediately limited to restrict the degenerate strategies. Reflect Bounder is a magic cylinder with attack points, but there is one other attribute which differentiates the two cards. That being, Reflect Bounder is a light attribute monster, allowing it to see play in chaos decks, like this one from John Umali. The light monster can be used as fuel for the boss monster Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning. On the same note, Vampire Lord could be a dark monster in chaos decks, seeing play in this deck from Ryan Pugh. Finally, Morphing Jar went to semi-limited, which allows a good amount of cycling in many decks, but is rather slow as the monster must be set. That, and all the tools for the Empty Jar FTK strategies have not yet been printed. Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning, and Chaos Emperor Dragon are the boss monsters from Invasion of Chaos. And although there is potential for the Yatterlock, I just want to take a moment to point out that these monsters tie with the legendary Blue Eyes White Dragon in attack power, but have a radically easier summoning condition. This is not a case of pure power creep, but it does show the trend of the game moving away from tribute summoning normal monsters. Although, Blue Eyes in particular was summoned with Flute of Summoning Dragon in the early days of the game. On the same note, Manticore of Darkness has recursion in a dedicated deck, which allows it to outlast the Metal Raiders staple of Summon Skull. Now, for the big one. In April 2004, there was a shift in the ban list. Upon 13 cards being banned, the TCG split into Traditional and Advanced format. Traditional format allows a single copy of banned cards to be used in the deck. This increases the power level of decks, but it also has one core benefit over Advanced format. Any card can be special. The first you received, one gifted to you, or just one you really bonded with, and Traditional format allows for that card to be your ace. Advanced format is the primary format used in competitive play, and I will be focusing on it for the remainder of the series. Now, rapid fire explanations. Chaos Emperor Dragon, Envoy of the End, is one half of the Yatterlock, a huge tempo swing of a boss monster, a board and hand clear, all with huge burn damage. Sangan and Witch of the Black Forest are too strong of tutors, between the two being able to search out most relevant effect monsters. Plus, Sandwich is too strong, although note how Magical Scientist is not on the list. Yatagarasu is the card the Yatterlock is named after, and I for one would like to see it on the list indefinitely. Dark Hole, Raigeki, and Mirror Force are all mass monster removal, and could result in huge tempo shifts. Delinquent Duo is the most efficient discard spell in Yu-Gi-Oh! At a 2-for-1, just raw card advantage and hand disruption. Graceful Charity accelerates the game and sets up the graveyard, especially in Chaos decks. Again, note how Pot of Greed is not banned, so Graceful Charity better than Pot of Greed? Imperial Order and Harpy's Feather Duster were spell and trap hate respectively. Monster Reborn is actually an amazing reanimation spell as it can target either graveyard, and to be honest, it can steal games. Finally, United We Stand is one of the strongest equip cards in the game, especially with Scapegoat running around. In October, the cover card of Invasion of Chaos finally makes the list, as D-Mock gets limited. Although the best target of Monster Reborn was just banned, Premature Burial was still available to recur a discarded D-Mock for an easy +1. Protector of the Sanctuary is like Droll and Lockbird's grandfather. It prevents drawing cards outside of the draw phase. So, it's a better counter to Pot of Greed than Jar Robber. But it also had a dirty interaction with Disturbance strategy, which shuffled the opponent's hand into the deck, and, since Protector of the Sanctuary was on the field, preventing them from drawing the new cards to replace their hand. Mystical Space Typhoon looks like 1-for-1 spell and trap removal, which is already a lot better than Dispel and Trap Remover. But since it's spell speed 2, you could chain it to your opponent's spell and trap removal for a +1. Torrential Tribute is more mass monster removal. Being a trap, it can be used more tactfully than Dark Hole. So it is a surprise that it did not get immediately banned. Finally, Morphing Jar went back to 1 after 6 months of it being semi-limited. When the TCG started wielding the ban hammer, the forbidden and limited list got its teeth. There were a few questionable bans in the TCG, but by comparison, the OCG was playing whack-a-mole with the ban hammer. But that is for the next video.